All right, it's Saturday. I have the day off, and it's kind of gloomy out. I was just going through some stuff, trying to clean up a little bit. And I got my new fancy camcorder the other day, and I decided I wanted to go through some stuff and just show not all my cameras, because I have, just like a lot of people on YouTube, I have just a bunch of old cameras. I have some film cameras I had from when I was younger, and I inherited some film cameras from the in-laws, and they're in a box. But I was going through some stuff, and I decided I wanted to create a video where I showed all my digital cameras, how the lineage of it, the timeline. The very first digital camera I ever got, I don't have it anymore. It was a little, I was at CVS, and you know how you go to CVS and they have the electronics on the wall. They have little packages of SD cards and little sticks, USB sticks, and they have little camera things. And they had a little digital camera. It was probably about this big. It was one of those thin ones, and you kind of turn it and you flip it out like that, the screen. And it kind of was like a little flip camera around the time the flip cameras came out, except it had a little window that rotated, a little tilty, spinny window. And I was so broke at the time. So I was going to school. Yeah, I was going back to school and doing the stuff. And at the time, I had, a few extra dollars, which didn't happen often back then. And so it was like $47 or something like that. You just buy it in a clamshell package. So I bought that, and that was my actual first digital camera. Yeah, my first actual digital camera. Yeah. I had before that even, I had it was a video camera, and it took stills, very poor quality. It was one of those. And I, even before that, I had a mini DV, those little tape, a Canon mini DV camcorder. It took those little tiny tapes. But if you want to be technical, that was the first actual digital camera I ever had, because you could take digital pictures with it. And that was the first experience I ever had of digital photography of any kind. And that was about 2001 I got that. And I didn't even know what really digital video or digital photography was. And it kind of had to be pointed out to me. I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, yeah, on the computer. Oh, yeah, there you go. Anyway, but after that, after I got through school and I started working, I bought my first actual digital video camera, which is this one right here. This is a Sony Handycam. I'm big into the Sony Handycams. They fit me well, and they do what I need. This is one that I don't even think it has an SD card slot. Maybe it does. Yeah, it does on the top. But this is a 30 gig, if you can see it, 30 gig hard drive on the camcorder, which I thought was the most incredible thing ever. But it also has an SD slot, and this was the first camera I ever started using in 2008. It worked good enough. It's the quality on it's pretty poor. It's standard definition. It's these little tiny little MPEG videos, but they're like 480 by 360. They're real tiny when you put them on a computer. But again, my first foray into digital videography, and that's how I really started getting it. I was like, I wish I would have bought some kind of video camera in the 90s, the 1990s. Man, that would have been great. But I didn't. I was always broke in the 90s anyway. Oh, there's a dog down there. And but with all the other goofy crap I bought, I'm surprised I didn't buy some kind of video camera with, you know, the big VHS tapes in it or something. Anyway, this one is the first digital camera, video camera I ever bought, and this at the time was really expensive. Yeah, it's HDD. It's hard disk drive. That was a big thing, and that cost me $500. I remember exactly. I bought it at a Walmart in San Antonio, and I'd been planning it out, saving up a few bucks, doing all that. Now I'm going out of order here. Sorry about that. Actually, prior to that, I had a camera, PowerShot, the A430, little digital camera. But you can do little video clips on it, so this kind of counts as pre camcorder. But and it did the trick. It did, you know, again, it was just kind of an intro into digital photography and some videography. I don't really think I ever used the video option on it. And then by the time I was working and making some decent money, I bought this. This is a Sony Handycam HDR XR150, and I'm such a goof. I save all the boxes. I have the paperwork. Here's a disc that came with it. Nobody does anymore. And this was 2010. I bought this. Yeah, 2010. And I've been using this. I use the crap out of this camera. Yeah, it's a good camera. I mean, it works. It does not have a mic input, which I found that after a few years, I found I really wanted that and needed that. But the built-in mic on it is actually pretty decent. So that's that one. And I used that one for, you know, up until I got this other camera. So I've been using this quite often. And then 2 or 3 years ago, I got this camera, which I'm recording on. It is the Canon, the mirrorless M50. I was looking and kind of waiting to see what was happening in the DSLR world, and then I started hearing about the mirrorless stuff, and I was like, oh, maybe I should hold off. So I did. I held off for a while, and then this mirrorless camera came along, the M50, and that was just like, okay, I don't need a super camera, but this is a pretty decent, camera to, you know, to really get into the video and photography. And then, I think I put a video up the other day when I got this. This is the Sony Handycam. It's the FDR AX43. This one does 4K. And I've just got it, and I'm just starting to kind of get into it. It's really cool. It's a big camera. There's a 53. This is a 43. There's a 53. And that camera has a little too much stuff on it. And it's been around for a good 8 or 9 years. This is the newer model. It's got a few less features. Some things I don't need. Like a viewfinder. This is the one without the viewfinder, because I don't use a viewfinder. I don't know anybody who actually does anymore. And this is a cool one. This is really cool. It's hard to see, but the lens in there is on a gimbal, and it's an electronic gimbal / stabilizer. So how cool is that? And the mic on this thing is an Omni mic, and it's really cool. It doesn't look like much, but it works really well. And I can also, it's got a mic input, and you know, here's a cold shoe here, and actually it's a hot shoe for Sony mics, but I don't have a Sony mic. I just use Rode mics. But I think this one is really cool with the gimbal inside. It's hard to see, but it's in there. It just kind of floats around when you move. It's really cool. But anyway, and then you close it, and then the lens cover comes on. So anyway, that's that. So that's my latest camera. I was looking at, oh man, there's a Canon, one of the C ones, the little boxy video cameras. They're like the cinematic. They're going into the cinematic level, the 4K level. And that I was with the 150, I think, CXR 150 or CX 150. I can't quite remember. Anyway, I was looking at that. That's about $2,000. But again, it's more camera than I need. I really don't even need this, but I splurged a little and got this because it suits me well enough. But I just need just a regular basic video camera with, good HD quality. I try to record everything at 1080, and I don't even need the 4K on this. I'll play around with it. But anyway, that's my camera lineage, my evolution of digital videography. But I'm really happy with this one. This one's really cool. I played around a little bit with it. I haven't had much time, but that's what I'm doing this weekend. So anyway, anybody out there stayed through the whole thing, thanks for watching, and talk to you later.